Yeah, let's go fly. And away we go. Pretty cool feeling, right? Yeah. What's that?
My stepdad threw up on one of the floors.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty uncommon for us. Was it a while ago?
Yeah, it was like 8 years ago.
Okay, yeah, there's a different guy running it. He was an old Vietnam pilot.
Yeah, he wasn't very good, and he scared the shit out of all of us.
Yeah, no, ours is a lot more smooth.
Yeah.
A nice smooth transition, more of a scenic tour. Alright, so we're going to climb up to about 300 feet over the ground. And for most of the flight, we'll be cruising around 100 knots, which is 115 miles per hour. Alright, so there we are at 300 feet over the ground, cruising at 80 knots. Right below us here is the Royal Gorge Road. And you can see just over the ridge line there is the North Fire burn scar from our fires last June. Burned about 3,000 acres total between the north and the south side here. And what you're seeing now is the chipping operations that they're doing. They went through and seeded with some native grass and some wildflowers, and then they chipped down a lot of the trees, left little groves for wildlife to kind of go in. So in a couple months, it should be nice green hills through here. So what we're going to do is kind of head over, go down into the east end of the canyon, check out that side, and then we'll head back up to around the bridge. Alright, here we go down into the east side. Isn't that cool? You just descend down into the earth like that? See, the other guy would fly over and then just dive down in there. Yeah. So down off to the right there, we're looking at the Arkansas River. Looks like it's flowing around 500 cubic feet a second right now, which is really good for this time of year. Towards the end of May, early June, we should have close to about, they're predicting maybe over 5,000 cubic feet a second right now because of all the snowpack we've had. Up off to our left, that's Fremont Peak. That's basically the top of this whole mountain that the Arkansas River is carved into to make the Royal Gorge. And we're looking out at the east end of the canyon over Canyon City. I love this view as we get turned around here from the east to the west. And the wet mountains up there in the background. And as we get faced over west here, you can see these big, incredible cliffs of Pikes Peak granite. All this granite that has that red color to it, real specific to the Colorado Pikes Peak region here. And then straight in front of us, I love the swirling effect in there in the granite. You can really see how liquidy everything was when it was formed. Now we're going to go ascend back out of the north rim. Off to our left, you can start to see the bridge there kind of at eye level.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty unique view.
Yeah.
Pop out over the ridge here, get a cool view of the south slope of Pikes Peak there. Very top of it's kind of obscured with clouds. And we're going to climb back up to about 300 feet above the ground, follow the north rim around here over to the east side of the bridge. As we come out across the cliff, we'll be about 1,500 feet over the Arkansas River, so pretty extreme cliff coming up. Right down below us here is the roadblock where they normally have it blocked off, but during the weekend, they're actually letting people kind of park and then take the bus out across the bridge. But this overlook off to our left is always open. Alright, here we go over the east side of the bridge. It gives that falling away feeling. Yeah. So off to the right here, you can see the new construction going on. And there's the bridge off to the left. The bridge was virtually undamaged in the fire. However, the buildings in the park area, out of 50 of them, 48 burned down. It's pretty destructive for the structures around here. Here on the south side, you can see they're kind of halfway through the process of thinning out the trees. And on the south rim, the theater and the sky coaster survived, but everything else was wiped out here. Now we're going to go cruise down and check out the west end of the gorge. So now technically the part that we just came from was a canyon because it's wider than it is deep, and then this area is a gorge because it's deeper than it is wide. Right down below is where the fire actually crossed over. It burnt down to this ridge line here, and the swirling effect of the wind brought a bunch of debris over to the gully off to our right, and it started up the ridge there and kind of just burnt in the wind direction. So we're very fortunate we didn't get any winds kind of pushing it down to the west and to the north there. So you can see all the dead beetle kill in here. That was from 2 summers ago, so it would have had just endless fuel to keep going. Down there you can see the train tracks paralleling the river. That's the Royal Gorge train route. From the late 1800s all the way till 1967, it was a part of the Transcontinental Railway. But from 1967 till now, it's actually been just a tourist attraction, taking you from Canyon City up to Park Hill and back. Making our way over to the west end of the gorge here. Off to our right was a fire that happened back in 2010 as the Parkdale Canyon fire set by a spark that came off the railroad tracks here. So if you watch the train, now they have like a little fire hydrant that follows behind it just in case it sparks. But this is what the fire of another area is going to look like in just a couple years. Really good ground coverage, and trees starting to return as well. Down below us here is the Royal Gorge Extreme Zipline Course. You see going a little higher, a little faster. Now we're going to spin around here and head back from the west to the east. Now these are my favorite views as we approach from the west here. Through this section it kind of looks like the river starts to flow uphill, which is kind of cool until we get over that little ridge. And then we're going to approach the bridge on the north rim here. You can see the bridge up against the skyline and then stare down into the deepest part. You guys still doing good? Warm enough? Yeah. Excellent. So right now we're cruising at 100 knots and we're just about 300 feet off the top of this bridge. I love this big cliff face off to the right there. It's a nice red granite. And then it has that really symmetrical line there. I think it's kind of formica. And then down in front of us there's a little overlook here. There used to be a mini train that would take you from the Gorge Road out to this overlook and back. But they sold it off a couple years ago, so you can still kind of hike down this and get to this vantage point here. Beautiful view of the really deep part of the canyon there. Another really good shot there, kind of like a postcard shot. head back towards the zip lines and set up for our final approach. What do you think? You like helicopters? Yeah? Alright. See if your stepdad can come back.
Well, he's the mayor, so maybe he will come back.
Yeah, yeah. Love to take him up for an actual enjoyable ride.
Yeah, maybe he won't show up tonight.
Yeah. And today, I mean, you saw outside, it's kind of a gusty day too. But, you know, still not so bad. If he does come though, the best time, the smoothest time to fly is in the morning. So kind of between 8 and 11 o'clock before the valley winds start to warm up and move up slope. It's just completely calm air. Beautiful. Alright, now we're going to start to slow her down and set up for our final approach. Safe on the ground. Alright, Will's going to be right out to get you. Remember, on the left side of the aircraft here, exit around the front. Thanks for flying with us, guys. Nice to meet you.